بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الخلق أجمعين، الصادق الأمين شفيعنا يوم الدين، محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Dear students, dear learners and researchers, today we continue our process of learning in the course called The Rise of the Novel. In the previous session, as you remember, as you read with me, so we spoke about some aspects of the novel done or created by E.M. Forster, Edward Morgan Forster, which was published or recollected in a book in 1927. Forster, as a great modern novelist, put his views or perspectives about novel in general from the beginning, and as an expert through experience and knowledge. He dealt with several aspects or elements of the novel, crucial elements of the novel, we can call them, like the story, like the characters, like the plot, and also the pattern and the rhythm, all these elements of the novel that should be in each novel. Also, he could shed light on some important figures, literary figures, especially on novel, like the novelists. As I told you before, there are hundreds of novelists, but in our study we need just to focus on some great novelists, especially those who contributed to the what you call evolution or commencements of novel, starting from the 16th century or 17th century on until today. Today, our topic is somehow different. We go directly to our what we call example, our instance, of the novel, which we need to realize, to understand, to comprehend several ideas of the novel from the beginning. And there is a good selection of novels to be studied, to be assessed or evaluated. One of them is Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe, as you know, is written by Daniel Defoe. Who is Daniel Defoe? What we understand of this novelist? We said something about him in the previous session when we talked about the literary figures according to E.M. Forster. The first one was Robinson Crusoe, right? Yeah. The first point which I need you to realize is that the dates are very important because they are historical, they are documented. The dates in the classes, in the session, and the previous and the coming, they are of great importance. You have to take care of them. They are what? They are a set of questions, especially if the questions are multiple choices, true, false, matching, similar like that. So who is Daniel Defoe? What we know about Daniel Defoe, the author, and Robinson Crusoe, the novel. Yeah. I'd like to share with you a very interesting, what we call experience. If you need to understand about the novel, any novel, you need to understand about the novelist, about the writer. Why? Because the writer, is producing his mind, his wisdom, his thought through what? Through his hand and pen into the work, into the novel. Enough? No. Again, if you need to know something extra about the novelist, about the author, about the writer, you should realize or understand about his age, about his life, the circumstances of the age he lived in, and what kind of age, what kind of living he lived in, to give you a good picture about what? about the ideas surrounding the novel you are going to read or to watch or to study. This is different. Now, let's start dealing with ideas about Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe in an introduction. It is an introduction. When I say an introduction, it means that we need to mix our ideas. Okay, some of them are about what? About the writer, about the author. Some of them about what? About the novel itself, about Robinson Crusoe. Here are very short, what you call, paragraphs. Just reading them. There is no what you call hidden lines behind them. Why? Because they are direct. Just what you call historical events, facts, okay, dealing about facts. Starting saying in 1719, Daniel Defoe's fictional memoir, The Life and Odd Astonishing Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, was released, started, okay, or appeared. When? In what date? 1719. We should not forget the dates, as I said. He wrote a sequel, okay, right away because it was commercially successful. Sequel means development or follow-up, following up what events of or ideas he created in this novel. We should not forget, commercially successful. Any work to be produced and it has what you call success, okay, it will what? It will encourage the writer, he or she encourage the writer to continue doing what? More of the same or of his mind. Right? Sure. Again, before 1724, Daniel Defoe produced 4 more first-person accounts. First-person account means first-hand. Great, beautiful, nice, interesting. This is what you can first-person or first-hand. After saying how lucrative autobiographies were. Again, when we say lucrative, it means it is what? Successful in business. The result with what you call business, the income, is what? Is promising, is encouraging. Like what? Those autobiographies, like Wolf Flinders. Again, I should remind you with the dates. Wolf Flinders, A Diary of the Plague Year, okay, The Lucky Mistress, or Roxana, are most well known by Daniel Defoe in England. Not only in England only? No, not only in England, but also in Europe, in America also, in the West. Okay. Coming back to Robinson Crusoe is a well-known adventure story. Famous even today. It has come across what we call many, I cannot say hundreds, maybe more, hundreds of analysis and study, academically, critical, social, okay, even legendary or mythology, connected with mythology. All of these are what? Related to Robinson Crusoe. In fact, the novel inspired the Robinsonade. Robinsonade means the people interested in the work of Robinson Crusoe or fans for Robinson Crusoe. So an adventure story that rewrites Crusoe's island story. Those people, okay, supporting the ideas of Robinson Crusoe. And they are what? Dealing with writings on the same situation, the same topic or issue or matter, the island. Okay, what is the name of the island? Nobody knows. It is invented island by Daniel Defoe. Okay, this island is called or named Crusoe's Island. And because it is a story, so it is called what? Crusoe's Island Stories. Okay. Island stories, basic features. Basic features, the characteristics, the qualities or the traits, okay, connected with what? With the island, about the island that Robinson Crusoe lived in for around 28 years, almost, yeah, 28 years alone, okay, for several years. Then with one person called Friday or Jum'ah, like that, until he returned home. In addition, like Don Quixote, it is a Spanish epic novel. Look to the pronunciation. When I heard it, I found it different than the letters. So it is not English, a Spanish epic novel. Okay. And John Donne and Faust or Faustus, Dr. Faustus, you remember Dr. Faustus, or you will study it in future because you are now doing the rise of the novel, maybe in Elizabethan drama after passing appreciating drama, you will deal with what with Faustus, Dr. Faustus, or the Faust, John Faust. So similarly, like these, what you call great literary works in Europe, Robinson Crusoe is regarded as, this is very interesting, a literary and cultural icon. It has a great power, influence, contribution to what? To the English literature. The tale of a man stranded on an uninhabited island. Uninhabited island. An island has no life on. So has become or has come to be known to almost everyone in the Western world. What do you understand about this one? It is very direct that Robinson Crusoe became what? Became universal. Western world at the beginning, but now it is known everywhere. Like now, we are studying in the Middle East. It is made into movies, series for kids. So it becomes what? Becomes international, universal. Going now to some elements, some characteristics, some ideas or what we call information about Daniel Defoe, the biography of the author or the career of the author. These are direct. We come across them because what they are historical points. There is no something hidden behind them. Just beyond the city of London's walls and Cripplegate, like what you call suburb of London, suburb, yeah. Daniel Defoe was born in 1660. James and Alice Poe, his parents were dissenters, Protestants. Protestant is a religious group or ethnical group, like creed or madhab. Dissenters, what we call not supporters, opponents, معارضون أو منشقون, like that. We're dissenters, Protestants. So in Christianity there are Protestants, there are what you call Anglo and Saxon, the Anglican Church, okay, and more two other groups, okay, connected with what with the Christian religion, who did not recognize the primacy of the Anglican Church. They did not take care or to believe in the power of Anglican Church. They are what? They are dissenters. Both the father and the mother of Daniel Defoe, okay, who been known as the Church of England. After Defoe's mother died or passed away in 1670, he was enrolled in a boarding school. In a school. This school provides, what you call shelter and food. It is called boarding school, like what you call orphan school. Okay, this is school. The students study and live. In a school, students study and live in the same place. Defoe had a top-notch or good education. Top-notch means excellence. Excellent education. Top-notch. He's one of the best. At Charles Morton's institution. Institutions can be a school, can be institute, can be university. All the names of school is what called institution. In Newingtown Green, where he also acquired a passion for political radicalism. Underline this point with me. From this first point, we realize that Daniel Defoe, is not only a literary figure, he is a political person with what views are called radicalism. So he is a radical, connected with what? With politics. Now, we know that he is a literary figure, and he is what? A political person. What else we need to know? Also, we got something connected with what? With religion, according to that, what we could do, the upbringing of his family. Moving on, in 1679, Daniel Defoe graduated from Morton Institution and started working in the hosiery industry or stocking industry. This kind of industry is what is related to what? To clothes manufacturing. Stocking or hosiery industry, clothing or clothes manufacturing. And this is the third one. Now we have third, what you call indication, telling us about the character of Daniel Defoe. What are they? The first one is literary. The second one is political. The third one is what? Is business. Right? Don't forget these elements, please. So he married Mary Toffley. What we know about her is that she is what? A wealthy young lady. When was the marriage? In 1684. It means after what? After almost 5 years of what? Of graduation, 5 years or 4 years. So he graduated in 79 and married in 84. He was successful in business and joined the Pitchers Company, one of the most powerful organizations in London, company connected with business, politics, business, and literature. These, what you call triangle of what? Daniel Defoe. In addition, he made a number of powerful allies in the government, since he is what? Connected with politics. But did the events go with him well? Did the events go with him well? Sadly, from 88, it means after what? After 4 years of his marriage, until 1694, Daniel Defoe was sued 8 times. It means he was used to be called for court. For what? For paying the money he is indebted. 8 times for overextending his investments. He buys goods without paying money. These what you call the money he should pay later on in due, but he did not pay in what you call in a proper time. He has goods, yes, but he could not provide money for what? To the sellers, the one who he bought from them. At one point, and this is the funny thing in the point, he owed £17,000 in one point, and spent 1 year, 1692, in debtor's jail, in the jail. But the jail in New York, especially almost, I think, in Britain particularly, there are different jails, according to the sort of of problem. Here we have the debtor's jail. السجن الخاص بمن؟ بالمديونية، من هم المدينين بالمديونين. King William III turned out to be a genuine patron supporter, and by the end of the 1690s, Defoe's fortune were improving. After years of difficulties and problems, by the support and patronship of King William III, so he started to breathe, beautiful, what you call, investment in his new life. Going to his works, what is interesting about our study is what is his production, but that doesn't mean to neglect his life in general. So his first notable work is an essay concerning projects, which was produced in 1697. Again, politics, religion, social elements, or literary. So this book suggested social reforms plans. Social reforms. His first successful work, The True-Born Englishman. Now he became somehow interested in writing, but his writings are mixed with what we call ambitions, aspirations for the society, through his eyes, his mind, his thoughts. So what is the True-Born Englishman? It is a poem. So literary, connected with literature, but a political poem. Okay, so this poem is political. When it is political, it can be directly what you call satire. Through the poem, he satirizing what we call xenophobia or prejudice or racism. So he is satirizing or stands against racism, prejudice, or xenophobia, which was his first successful effort. It was a successful effort in what? In the literary side. Okay, here is just a picture taken from a book about the poem, The True-Born Englishman, a satire, primary source edition by Daniel Defoe. We have the King William III passed away or died, replaced by Queen Anne. Queen Anne succeeded William III as the Queen of England, after the demise or the death of William III. When it was discovered that Defoe wrote the shortest way with the dissenters, so against the dissenters means المنشقون أو المعارضون, when in 1702, what is the shortest way? Okay, it is a pamphlet that satirically called for the eradication of religious non-conformists. Okay, so, literary and also religious here. Pamphlet, like a treaty, like a big message. Pamphlet. It's called what? Pamphlet. No one was there to defend him. Okay. He has opinions. These opinions did not find support from different people to stand beside him. He was left alone. Okay, there was no one to defend him. Defoe spent 3 days on the pilgrimage for his work, and pilgrimage is according to Christianity, not according to Islam. Okay, pilgrimage means a mission, like a mission. It is called pilgrimage, not what we know about Hajj in Islam. Okay, so it has another what we call indication, another hidden meaning or something. Although he was sometimes vindicated, okay, with the mob crowd gangs thrown rotten food rather than flowers. What does that mean? It means that because of what? Because of he became alone, could not be supported by others to defend his thoughts. After writing the pamphlet, there were, or there are, or there is what you call crowds of people, mobs of people, or gangs, by any means, politically or not, socially or not. Those mobs or crowds or gangs, they gather, and not to greet him, okay, not to greet his mind, not to support him or to say bravo or hello. No, to what? To throw on him rotten food. It is expected that, according to the, what you call, in his opinion, again, in his opinion, according to the results, outcome of the pamphlet, okay, because the pamphlet is meant for reformation, but what is the understanding of people? Did people understand him in his views? The opposite happened. Okay, crowds gathering and throwing him with what? With food. And what kind of food? The funny thing is the rotten food, as we see sometimes in the what you call movies, that when a person, a hero or not, a criminal or not to be thrown by what? By the dirty things, even rotten foods, eggs, and so on, so on. Rather than flowers, it is expected to throw him with flowers. Okay, but the opposite is the happening of it. Meanwhile, he declared bankruptcy after becoming what? One of the good members in the market. Okay, he started to lose his what? His wealth, little by little, until he become what? Bankrupt. Yeah. Moving ahead, mixing between what you call politics, religion, literature, and business. The Troy, who led Queen Anne's ministry, Robert Harley, turned Defoe into a spy. So, becoming this point, we should not forget that Daniel Defoe became a spy under the power of Robert Harley, with what? With a party, a political party called the Troy, for example, and made him collect data on his political rivals. So Robert Harley, the prime minister, for example, okay, used Defoe as a spy, collecting ideas, data from the enemies of the state or of the country or of the kingdom. Moving ahead with little bit literary, the review with capital R, it means that it is a sort of journal or magazine. Defoe's opinion publication. So developed into Harley's platform, okay, by the support of what we call Robert Harley's. Defoe visited Scotland as a Troy spy. Yeah, a member of the Troy, and he is not direct, he is not clear, so he is what? He is a spy, and made investments in Britain, in Britain and in Scotland, under the support or patronage of what? Of or the what you call leader of Troy, Robert Harley. Once again, Defoe was the owner of the newspapers in Edinburgh in what time? What year? 1707. Dates once more is important. So this year is special. This year is special. The year of the Act of Union uniting England and Scotland was passed. As a Whig at heart, we spoke about the throne, and from it we have the Whig. Whig is a party or people related to a specific party, the extremist right. Okay, the Whig at heart, but a true spy. Person of two pieces, we can say. Queen Anne's death in 1714 sparked the decline of the Conservative Party and put Daniel Defoe in an untenable situation. What we call untenable situation, موقف لا يحسد عليه. Untenable or indefensible situation. As we said, he has no one to stand beside him, supporting his ideas, his thought, even what understanding that he is a spy. What we say, what can we say or react if we know that someone of the society, of the family, is a spy for this or that? Being a spy is not something good. I don't know. Just what opinion. After Defoe was jailed for making defamatory remarks, blasphemy, Lord Chief Judge Parker made the decision to free him for a purpose, to free him, to set him free, and turn him into a spy again for what? For King George I, after the Queen Anne. So King George I, after the Queen Anne. So he left what with three kings and queen, right? The weekly journal, returning to literature and art, a Troy publication connected with what? With the party. So critical of the government was undetermined by Defoe. In the meantime, Defoe experimented with prose and started penning original fiction. Here is the turning point. Here is the turning point. Okay. After what you call years of conflict between business and politics and religion, he finally starting to write prose, to write fiction, to write novel. He started penning original fiction or original novel. His debut book appeared in 1717, okay, a memoir, told the tale of the peace talks with France. This is the first one. When? 1717, don't forget. Because we have another important date is what is 1719. Robinson Crusoe, who was released in 1719 with great financial success. Again, if the production is successful, the result will be great and encouraging, promising what to go ahead doing more works. After that, 4 other extremely well-read biographies, as well as pieces on crime, family, and economics, came after it. Came after what? After Robinson Crusoe. The last date of his life is in 1731. Okay, we should not forget his death as well as his birth. So 1731 witnessed his passing, leaving this ground, this land, this earth, and find a place under the ground. In other way, we can say he died in 1731. Here is the end of this short introduction about Daniel Defoe and his interesting novel, Robinson Crusoe. I hope it is clear, it is simple. Meet you, inshallah ta'ala, in another episode of The Rise of the Novel. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.